Any one of you can start. Any one of you. It's open. Okay, we are going to have a discussion. So it is not just like us giving you a problem statement and then we are just going off together. We are going to have the designathon for the whole week, but then we are definitely going to have a discussion whole week. So, but then we are to be चालू हो जाना एक बार, we just enable the mics for everyone.
Yes,
and then
yes, I am.
yes. Has any one of you?
I'm guessing something very rooted.
Okay.
A very rooted problem statement, not very fancy with all the gizmos and stuff, but very rooted to what an actual Indian problem statement, I feel.
Okay. Understood.
What do you mean by an actual Indian problem statement?
Like I would say, India itself is a very different context compared when it comes to design, right? Be it problem solving, be it the kind of problems we get, and it's not just problems; it's also opportunities. So
right.
You can also call it opportunity statement as well. So yeah.
See the presentation मेरे लगे अभी jury evaluation आया नहीं कि presentation opportunity. Nice.
But I like the outlook.
Yeah. I also love the outlook, and that is exactly why, just as we are Indians, we think of India way, and it is global. Designathon is global, so there are participants from outside India as well. So that way you guys can collaborate on global level what their problems are. Maybe some of the problems we might have already solved in India, but it might need some solutions over the foreign countries, right? That is the main reason why we are kind of forming teams which fits best for you.
Correct. But Anirudh, can I ask you a question? So currently, now that you also must be working on projects, right? What is one of the key problems you have identified yourself? Let's take an example of India as well. Okay. So what is one of the biggest problems which you feel which has to be addressed overall from a design point of view?
If you look at it, let's say I live in Bangalore. I'm working in Bangalore. And if I look at it, I feel like there's too much going on there. Be it, obviously, I'm sure everybody is known of Bangalore's traffic and kind of impatience people have in Bangalore.
Yeah.
And what, as a designer, as a problem solver, I always think of what I can help in, or how would you think as a designer? How would you think as a problem solver to at least ease the pain or ease the, the situation? Something like that. That is what I meant by rooted. So that is what.
Okay.
Right.
Understood. Okay. Well, that is correct. Something which has to, yeah.
I feel like there can be two types of problem statements. One is trying to actually find the root problem and solving it. The other one is just making people lazy. Like you might find an opportunity, but it's not solving the problem. It's making people more even lazier. Even what do you say? In the name of convenience, we are spoiling the, what do you call it? That's what I feel. My personal opinion. I might be wrong.
No. I mean, so everyone, just gets off by saying design is subjective. So that applies everywhere. I'll agree to that.
You may be talking about the bad UX practices. Or those skip to the next episode and types of things, right?
As well. Yeah. That as well. And as well as the problem statements we are trying to solve is what I meant.
Right.
Understood. If anyone's like Shiva, Tony, if you just want to weigh in on the conversation we are having in terms of, what is one of the biggest problems or how we are going to solve such problems which currently exist. Any one of the problems.
And man, there's lots of things around. A very I won't say unconventional, but then there are things like mental health issues. Right? So the suicide rates are also increasing, especially in universities. So that is also a huge problem that most of us oversee in terms, because we see those as numbers, right? We don't always see those as lives. So if you try and understand why those are happening and try and solve those, try and understand the users and why those are happening again. So I think that could be one of the problem statements. There's something to solve.
Agree. Okay. So I took this up. So I took this basically as a share of one of my experiences. So one of my starting GPs, the graduation projects which I was working on, was mental health for just men, because it has obviously observed that when we have sessions, right, when we have discussion sessions, so therein men, it's hard to participate sometimes, right? When you are able to see yourself as vulnerable. So that is one of the key points which I agree, which you have mentioned, and yeah, that has to be addressed in some way, which is very correct. Yeah. Yeah, just to brief everyone, we're just talking about some of the problem statements which might be there, because you all are going to get one problem statement to solve for this week. So we're discussing upon what kind of problem statements you think might come in. So, before talking about all the problem statements, like one of the problem statements which we have, I would like any one of you to just weigh in again on that, and then we'll start revealing everything. Any one of you. I can see Vansh, I can see Shushmila, anyone.
So I want to, hi.
Hello.
Hi. So I want to bring up a problem statement. So again, like we are in very generative AI using world, and like there are lots of questions on ethics and all everything about it. Especially we had a huge clash of interest when the Ghibli filter came in. I think everybody knows that. So there is a huge problem statement of where that will be that AI is kind of making us dumb, because if you say, like people said art is accessible, I will add that art style is accessible, because art was the whole process of making and feeling that emotion, rectifying it, and during that whole journey. And it doesn't apply to art, it applies to even writing codes or writing some content. So in the whole journey you actually sharpen your brain and develop some cognitive skills, which I believe is not happening. We are not getting trained or helped by AI. We are basically, it's being spoon fed to us at this point. So that is a problem statement.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Interesting thought, though. I've been hearing lots of questions around this. Like, how do you define art? Is it the final product that we see, or is it the whole process that the artist goes through while creating that? So that is where I think AI kind of lacks in terms of the process, the feelings that we want to encompass into it.
Correct. Yeah, Nisha, you had something to share.
Yeah. So I feel what one said about AI, it's true, but there is another aspect to AI that we often ignore. I think AI, like the whole working process of AI, it is having a lot of drastic effects on the climate as well. And that is something that has been ignored for a long, long time. Like if you've seen, to produce one Ghibli image, it takes almost power of like a month's electricity just to produce one image. And the amount of images that people have been producing, especially after the Ghibli trend, I mean, you can just try to imagine the amount of impact that has created on the environment and the climate. So it's a high time to understand how AI is impacting our environment and what are we doing for that, because we are already seeing the impacts of global warming and the climate changes. Like even right now, it's like peak of summers, and it's so bad of a condition almost everywhere.
Right.
And that's because our efforts are going in the wrong direction. We are doing nothing for sustainability and preventing our climate and helping it at least grow less rapidly, I would say. Like just go towards global warming a little bit slower rather than what it is right now. So I think that could be one of the problem statements on how AI is impacting our environment and how we can, you know, reduce the impact.
Understood. Okay. So interesting points.
Actually, I want to add to that. So actually, the companies are putting a solution to that. Since I am in the middle of learning AI ML development myself, apart from designing. So basically, what has happening is currently the AI is consuming a lot of energy because of the poor neural networks we have, because they take a lot of time to process, and it's a whole mathematical algorithm that is involved. So basically the solution they are forming is to make neural networks more accurate, and adding quantum and like approaching to integrate quantum computing. So what I think is this problem of overheating and thing will go down as we go along the way, as basically when AI gets smarter and we have more computing technology, better computing technology. But yes, it is causing a lot of problem currently. Like it's not even like Ghibli filter, like like if we just send thank you, like thank you, just a thank you prompt and a hello. We have like polite people out here have this habit of thanking chat GPT after doing a task. So you compound this globally, like and thank you as like even Sam Altman had this in an interview. He said, please stop saying thank you, it is costing us billions of dollars, because that doesn't add anything to the training model, and it again causes a lot of, because a single prompt reply takes like how much, like a day's worth of water, like जितना पानी की टंकी भरते हो तो उतना पानी evaporate हो जाता है, इतना ज़्यादा overheat like a supercomputer gets. So it is a big problem. Like if I was seeing the stats and they were comparing it to Delhi's monthly water consumption, and they were like in like whatever Delhi spends on water in an year, ChatGPT is spending it in 15 days. So that is too much.
Okay.
Too much. Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so interesting points. Cool. मेरे को भी काफी fact clear हो यार, so thank you for that. And yeah, this is what I want from everyone basically. This is how the engagement is going to be. So we're collaborating with people who we are meeting for the very first time. I know you're already in the groups, but then try to maintain this. Okay, by maintaining this thing of collaborating by sharing your original views. And one of the things we're also going to talk about is originality. Okay, what is going to be something which is original? The originality पे काफी concepts आते हैं, right? Inspiration can't be called original, and so on and so forth. Correct. So we're going to talk about that as well. And I think we will kick this off by just telling everyone what we have planned. So Tanis, if you could just quickly show the PPT and we will start. Perfect, guys. So this is going to be interactive once again. Okay, listen carefully. And one of the habits which I have is taking notes. So take notes, as I've already had a chat with everyone. Recording ka will let you know if you're going to send everyone or not. But then yes, you'll have to keep on noting everything down, because you might have points which need to be discussed later on within your groups. Okay. Perfect. So yes.
I'm sharing my screen.
Perfect. So guys, the first ever week of the Designathon. I would just like to officially welcome you guys for this one. And you're officially part of something which is very big, is going to be on a global scale, and people are going to continue joining in for this. So be prepared to, have a lot of views, a lot of competition, and a lot of fun within this. And you are all going to have one problem statement to work on. Okay, so bring your individuality within that, and bring your team building skills and the team management skills, because those are something which are going to play a key role when you all decide to work upon when you decide to work upon that problem statement. Okay. Now, in terms of, if I talk about the purpose of the Designathon overall, it is about having that, inter tribe competition. Okay. Because as I mentioned, you have all been with different teams as of now. Okay, you have all been into a group. You guys had a chat. You guys got to know each other. You guys got to know about your skills, about your background, and that sort of assesses each other's skills and strengths as well. So now you're all going to focus on one thing. And again, this is going to be for like a week long for you guys, but for the other people who are viewing us from outside, this is going to be for 4 weeks. So the registrations are still open. You guys can still participate and keep on participating as this is going to go for 4 weeks. And also, congratulations. You guys cracked that first part, which is the DQ, which was the assessment. And you guys scored some great, some great scores. I wouldn't say marks, काफी college वाले vibe आता है. I'll say you scored some great scores, and I've seen everyone's. So congratulations on that. You've cracked the first thing, and now this is the ultimate thing. Okay, so get ready for this one. I would like to talk about the flow of how it is going to be. Okay, so this is going to be very simple, yet the main thing will be how you manage your time and what you deliver in that. Okay, now that we are kicking off on a Friday, जो लोग late तक जगते हैं, they can still have that head start of for a couple of hours till Saturday. Or what we have planned to do is you can have the discussion for the coming weekend. Okay, so I will discuss the problem statement within yourselves, and this is also a great opportunity which depends on the mentor's availability if they are able to collaborate and give you a start of how it can be. Okay, then you have the whole week, the whole working week to work upon it. Okay, we are going to have a midweek review just to see if you are on the right track, but that shouldn't stop you here. Okay, you should keep on working on your problem. You should keep on bringing new ideas, bringing new challenges as well. I won't say just ideas, taking challenges as well, which you think might come in during that process. Okay, and last but not least, your submission has to be done on Friday. Okay, and we are going to tell you all about how it is going to be. And then we have a leaderboard. It's going to keep on updating as we progress with the Designathon during that phase. Okay, so you get to know all about it. And this is just like our suggestion. We are going to have a chat between ourselves and the mentors as well. If you think something better can be done, because starting also is key of how you start. That might delay the progress. That might rapidify the process. Okay, so this is just what we have planned. Now, for the teams to move forward. Now, these are the teams which are currently participating for this week. So we have the Air Tribe and the other people, and we've given them cool, fancy names. So it is not just about team 1, team 2. हमको ऐसे number अच्छे नहीं लगते. You should have that own identity, just like you have for your own tribes. Okay, so we have the identity here for everyone. So this is for the tribe Air, and then we'll move forward. So we have them sequentialized. You have it for fire as well. Okay, so these are the people who are participating for the fire. Could you stay on the fire ones? So they have red trails as a team right now, and it was so basically I'm in that team. I'm just there to monitor, but they had very wonderful interaction within themselves. They were interacting, they were talking about it, and one person suggested to have a call yesterday at night. So I just like the enthusiasm of just start without a problem statement. We just discuss something. So that is where that is something which is very exciting for me. And could you go ahead? So these are the people from the water tribe. We have ripple guards, we have the tidal forces, and we have the wave makers. Okay, नाम कैसा है क्या वो फील आनी चाहिए. देखो ठीक है, नाम कैसा भी वो बंदे में अगर लीडरशिप है ना तो फील आनी चाहिए. And I can see a lot of people here who initiated that. So initiating is also good. So keep on doing that. Keep on discussing the problems. And last but not least, we have the earth. Basically, I won't call these your traits, but then let's say if I were to divide it. Fire people might be aggressive in terms of the approach. Water people might be someone who is just calm in their approach. Earth people, I won't say grounded rehna, just touch the sky. And yeah, you can define yourselves with that. It's open to everyone. So here are the teams, and we have the esteemed mentors with us for the first week. So these are the mentors who are going to assist you with everything. Okay, but you don't have access to all the mentors. We have divided them into those teams. So your respective mentor will be allocated to you after this call in the same Zoom group which we have created. Okay, so they are going to assist you as much as it's possible. But yeah, once you had a question. Okay, cool. Again, Okay, not a problem, not a problem. Cool. So they're going to assist you. And again, as I mentioned, the weekend is for you guys to ideally have a good start. And then during the midweek, you can definitely tell your progress. We'll also be on the calls for anything. Okay, cool. So now that we have all the teams and all the mentors together, the main thing, which is going to be the problem statement. We discussed about everything of what can there be as a problem statement. But we didn't discuss about one key thing, which I think we missed, which was something for us designers, okay, which we also observed in our initiatives. That is why we have initiatives like the DQ assessment, which you guys gave, right? Because we thought that there wasn't an assessment which particularly gave you a standing within the industry. And that is where we came in with the DQ, which is the design quotient assessment. We came up with the designer's passport to have your unique identity, correct? Wherein you can go to all these events, all these workshops and have your own identity and share it with the people. But then this is also which you guys will have to come up with, which is, if I were to just read this out, which is to conceptualize an event platform built exclusively for the creative community. Okay. Now, I'll say it from my end. We are going to leave it open-ended in terms of I don't want to, restrict your thoughts anywhere. By creative community, I mean you can have artists, you can obviously have designers, but you can have musicians and all of the creative segments within this. Okay. So this is what you have. This is the challenge which you have and you have to tackle. I'll give you some key considerations though, which you have to keep in mind. Okay. One of the things is I don't want, or we don't want something which already exists. And that is where the originality part comes in. Okay. Again, I'm not sure if I should give you that example, but let's say Book My Show. Okay, it's not exactly an example because it's an event listing platform, but still anything wherein the designers are able to conceptualize about the events. Okay, and just to give you a brief about what you will be judged on by the mentors, it will be what key problem you are solving within that segment. Okay, it can be a broader problem as well. No need to restrict yourself here as well, but the uniqueness within that. Okay, that unique part will be judged quite clearly and extensively. So work upon that. And of course, your research. But then the research won't just have to be a normal research wherein you see notes, you see this, you see that, and it's just a bunch. Okay. The research which communicates, that is the key. Okay. So that is where you have to focus of what it is communicating to the user. Okay. And now, again, the impact of what your solution is, of the impact your solution is creating for the community overall. It can be for everyone. As I said, it is open to everyone. Okay. And last but not least, you are in groups, right? So communication is key. Okay. Please speak, just speak calmly, speak clearly, and the mentors are anyways in the group, so they'll be able to track of what you're talking about overall. So I'll suggest masti chalti hai, not a problem, but then try to be more collaborative in terms of what you're offering to the overall project. Okay, and then could you move next? Yeah. Now this is a part which I wanted to actually have a discussion on. Now that the problem statement is open, what are your initial thoughts after hearing the problem statement? Because these are the two key things: time management and the kickoff process. So any one of you can share your thoughts on once you heard the problem statement. Okay, what ran through your mind and what is going to be your first approach of approaching this problem statement? Anyone of
Or
you can
if you
jump
guys
in.
have any questions regarding what we just discussed right now, you guys can ask that as well.
Is there any specific format that you want our submissions to be in?
Correct. So that was going to be that next slide. So I'll definitely be showcasing that for you. But yeah, basically, I just wanted to discuss about the problem statement and how you're planning on approaching the same. Because when you hear something, right, you already have an approach in mind. कि आप इसको ऐसे ही करने वाले हो. So starting is important, as I mentioned. तो आपका start कैसे होने वाला है? Any one of you can jump in. Okay, no right answers are there. It's just about the overall execution.
I think
Because
planning is
yeah,
most important. How
okay,
you are planning to take this up. I mean, just like you have mentioned the phases, right?
correct.
So to get a team through that phase, you need to first plan it out and then actually start working on it.
Okay, cool. Okay. Anyone else? Even the mentors can jump in. Like it's just open for all. Hey.
So I basically think like I totally agree with Niraja. Like I would say like getting the team, everyone having on the same page so that like on a one problem statement so that we can all think on that one problem itself. Like so that we are not like jumping around different things like separately. Someone's working on something and someone's working on something else. But at the end of the day, we are as a team, right? So I think the first step would be like getting the team together for the meeting.
Understandable. Okay.
I feel like cracking the brief is a very essential step. I feel, because I feel like the brief has like, it's like a mystery board game, which has so many pieces, and if you put them all together, you'll get the solution. And I feel it's like a very important step, and through my experience, I felt it's like very essential, and it helps you, it gives you a very great head start. So that's what I wanted to share.
Okay, thank you.
So I want to share that knowing the team member's strength, like where does their strength lie, like is very essential, because when we plan and understand the problem statement well, as Anirudh just said, I think we should know which team member should do what exactly, so that we do it fast and we do it in the most efficient way.
Understood. Thank you. So yeah, Shiva, Tony, if you have something to share, and as they were mentioning, it's hard to talk to just screens. So guys, I would request you all to just open your cameras. He started, and this is where you'll be able to see all of you, like you'll be able to see each other. So please just open your cameras and we can have an interaction.
Yep. We wouldn't mind you if you guys are, having your dinner or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, we are cool with it.
Yeah. It will make us hungry though, but yeah.
Yes, Vaibhavi.
No, I would like to say something. Everyone is being really dead quiet. It's not something like this. Please speak up. If you're not comfortable, opening your camera, that's all right. But at least be part of discussion, because this is where it will start. And it will open up your door to be part of your team. And Nabu, I'm against you. Okay, my team members were also very active yesterday.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about mine. I'm just talking about mine. No support there. No support there. See,
I have joined and
no, see, when I joined my team, so basically I was there as a moderator only, okay? But then they told me that, okay, you're also part of the team. That's wonderful. I'm like, okay, I'm willing to work, not a problem. So that is where, that feeling of inclusiveness comes in. So that is what I want from everyone. When you just include everyone in whatever discussion you're having, and from there on you can start. So yeah, Tony, Shiva, please. Please share your viewpoints for sure on how we can start. What should be an ideal approach, which might not be true for everyone, but then yeah, based on experience.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I did during my designathons was to divide the whole time that I have from the very beginning, which is now, to next Friday, into different phases, and then how much time and how and who would dedicate those times to what kind of activities. Right? There'll be some time required for research, some time for the iterations, solutions, a lot of other things, right? So I think dividing the whole time into phases, and not to forget the buffer time as well. So you don't know like what's happening on future as well. And in some tasks you might have dedicated some time, you might have figured out that you might finish in 4 hours, but then that goes on till 6 hours as well. So always have buffers in between the different phases that you plan. And last but not least, I'd say don't jump for perfectionism. Here we respect your crude ideas whenever you're iterating, whenever you're researching. So be aware of the time, be aware of the results that we have to submit. So yeah, I think those are the top 3 things I do during my design.
None. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, so my perspective is like if you managing your time, you also have to manage your team. You have a team management skills as well, because if you manage your team, you will manage time automatically. Okay, so when you are your team, try to manage like who will do that stuff, who will do that stuff. It will divide your work. Okay. Don't think like you will do, don't think like you will do all of the stuff in single. Okay. Think like you have to divide steps and do slowly. Okay. So, and yes, as Shiva mentioned, it is not about you have to create fancy things, but yeah, you have to create something which can be effective. Okay. For what you have learned from that project or that design hackathon, that's much important. I don't think like if there is nothing you get, okay, that does not mean you did not get anything. You get experience. Okay, so always be positive on that. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you for sharing it, Tony. Thank you. So we have most of the mentors here. So I can see Madhav sir as well. I can see Agnes sir as well. So if you would also like to just jump in and guide them on what can be an ideal approach to any problem statement in general. When you see something which has to be created uniquely, right? What can be something which can guide them towards the correct direction overall?
Can I say something? So hello, yeah. So I feel defining the problem is also underestimated. Like people sometimes what happens when a problem statement is given to you, you immediately jump onto the solution. Then everybody is just solving the solution and not defining the problem correctly. So I feel the whole team should sit together and understand what actual problem we are solving and then coming up with the solution, because sometimes it happens, I have seen like in my working experience, whenever some problems come, we just start giving solutions to it rather than defining it correctly. So that's one thing I feel everyone should follow.
Correct. Very true. Cool. So we'll continue this discussion. I would just like to complete that last part, Taki, I don't leave anyone hanging, which is what are the deliverables going to be? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just share
my yeah. And that sort of combines what Nita was presenting and she was suggesting, which is time management. Okay. So we have all those three included, which is you will need to submit a Figma file for which we are going to share a template with you. Okay. And this doesn't have to be like properly organized as of now. We just want to see your approach within that, wherein you can play along everything within that Figma file. Okay, we'll be drafting that into Drive links and sharing with you. Also, you'll have to compile a presentation, but that won't be this week. Okay, right now we just want to see a crude version of whatever you bring on the table, and that is something which we are going to assess during the midweek and at the end of the week. Okay, and after that, you all will have time to compile everything into a proper presentation. And last but not least, a time tracker. I mean, why not? We anyways need a time tracker. Okay, so a sheet is going to come from our end, which the mentors are also going to monitor. So you'll have to individually fill that out for each team and for individual contribution. Okay, so these are the three things, only three things we're asking. Okay, but again, the problem statement is open. Okay, so these are three things which you are going to assess you guys on. And yeah, just
I would like to add one.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone has taken a note of problem statement, because we are not going to share it again. Have we? No, we are not, right?
Well, that wasn't the original plan. So
just keep it like that. Let's see how many people actually paid attention to the problem statement that point of time. I think most of the team members were there. So hopefully all of you guys have got it, right?
Or let's see how are the people who are, who saw the whole problem statement and are better at explaining them to their teammates or not.
Correct. So yeah, I mean, lastly, just have fun, guys. I mean, this is the place where you can properly express yourself, and this is going to go out. Okay, so we are officially beginning the Designathon for 4 weeks, but then you guys have 1 full week to work on it. Okay, as you mentioned, time management is key. I think every mentor and everyone in the crowd and in the participants will agree. So yeah, this is your place. This is your playground. Just enjoy and have fun and bring something very, true to yourself. Okay, bring something unique. And we are still here, so this hasn't ended. And also one of the key things. Now that you have crossed the first stage, which was the Designathon, okay. Now that will also have some. Sorry, that was the DQ, right? That will also have some impact on the final score. So basically your DQ score will be merged with that individual score of the team as well. So whatever you have performed, okay, that is going to be very key for that first stage. But if you think personally that you weren't able to give your best there, you can definitely give your best here. Okay. So that is going to be a key consideration overall. And yeah, we're still here. So if you guys have any questions, anything to discuss with the mentors are also here. So yeah, we can do that.
So Surbhi had a question like, should we build an MVP? Could just.
I mean, in my eyes, as I mentioned, I want to keep it open-ended. It is going to be something which hasn't been done before. And ideally, whatever you build, you should complete that part. That is all I'll say. Okay, whatever you build in how much ever amount, just complete that to the full essence. That is just my suggestion. I don't want to take mentors' places anytime. Okay, but then yeah, if the mentors want to weigh in on that question as well, it will be great.
There are a few points I would like to add for all the teams. They are general. First one, because we have already created the groups and teams are already, participants have started conversing within the group. So please respect people's time. I think it's very important. Also be respectful and inclusive. So make sure that you are including all the team members. You're not leaving out, one or the other person. Keep a note. Also share your details. Be communicative. When we say be communicative, it's not that you're responsible or you have to justify everything that you are going to do or you're not there. But at least let the rest of the team know so they don't wait for you, or if they have to, then they know that they have to wait for you. That clear communication is also very important. One more thing, please do not, because these groups are created specifically for Designathon and it's a long 6 days are there. So utilize that time. Do not spam or promote things, because this is not that platform for promoting. Make sure that you are actually working on the problem statement which is being given out to you guys. Also, it would be also beneficial that if all the teams can think about if they want to have a joint meeting, consider everyone, take the permission in a way like in a group chat that this is what we are planning. Is everyone up? Just don't randomly call and think that everyone will be available. It is not something that can be assumed automatically. So again, coming back to communication is the key. Make sure that you speak through chat, and that is why the messages, the opening of the chat has been kept for all of you members open with the mentors as well. Now if you're following these things with your team members, also understand and be considerate that mentors who are going to guide you, or if you need some help, be really prompt and to the point. Do not stretch it for their time, because they're working on other things as well. So, and be very clear. If you're confused or stuck somewhere, first discuss it within the group and then go to the mentors, because their time is also important as well as yours. All right. Make sure that when you're chatting, if you have put some information and it's gone up, then tag it. It's easier so that people can refer. These small things. These are the things that one needs to take care and make sure that you can just be there and participate 100% and do justice to what you guys have come through, because it's difficult. I am very proud of all of you guys, and I think team Sandskriti whole here is that you have actually cleared a lot of stages and being here, like your passport, or you have got the passport, you've been in the community, you have done the DQ, and then you have been here. So now if you have got that chance, do not leave it. Just be prompt about it and utilize it. Be understandable that this is very crucial that you are doing it. This is going to be a very big thing in your life. You might not realize it today, but few years later when you look back, you will understand what you're going through. So take it little seriously. It's important. And at the same time, please have fun. Like, it's a battle. So have that aggression within the teams. We have given the names to the tribes, along with the way, whichever tribe they represent. So have that Josh, I would say, don't be that quiet. If you're camera shy, that's understood. You don't come on camera, but you can still show everything that you want to through your work. This is your best platform. People do, we have in India, we have got talents and sort of thing. This is for designers, for all those designers who are looking up to showcase their talent. This is your platform, put it your best. That's what I would say. And at the end, I would just like to say all the best to all of you. I really wish best of the team should win.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Vaibhavi. And so basically, I'd just like to tell you, we in Sandskriti as a team, we have divided ourselves into the teams. Okay. I'm pretty sure Vaibhavi's team is going to be the most punctual now that she has said everything. क्योंकि I'm one of the chill people, तो मैं इतना लोड नहीं लेता. But then Vaibhavi's team is going to be like, अब हम तो कॉल लेंगे भाई, हम तो पूछ के कॉल लेंगे. So yeah.
No. Be flexible. I'm just saying that, it's good to know all of this when you're actually planning, because then it becomes easier. If you don't know, then 3 days later you should be like, oh my god, मुझे तो ये पता ही नहीं था, ऐसा भी कर सकते थे. So it's better to know it beforehand and then work it out. It'll make your life more easy.
Well,
Correct.
both of you, Vaibhavi and Nabarun, don't underestimate us, the quiet guys. I myself am in 2 teams as well, moderating, and well, we're
No.
much less of a talk and more of a execution kind of guy.
No, perfect. I mean, everyone has to be a leader in their sense. So I agree with that. And also, guys, the rules and regulations we have formulated for this event, as is going to be online, we'll be floating it out in your groups. Along with that link, which I was mentioning with the Figma template, okay, which how we are going to showcase everything. So that will be done incrementally. The rules and regulations will be sent first. So yeah, that was it for this session. I hope you guys have written down the problem statement and basically the approach of how it's going to be. Okay, and yeah, we are still here, you guys. I couldn't join before because I was traveling. Okay, cool. Not a problem. So anyway is going to have a chat in the groups, so you'll be able to.
One more thing, I was just kidding. You will, all of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, हम इतने बुरे भी नहीं हैं, so. Cool, guys. So yeah, this was a problem statement, and you can start interacting in your groups. And we are still here. If you want to ask any question, you have all of the combined experience of the mentors. You have all of the initial stage learning amongst yourselves, and you have Sandskriti. So क्या ही डर है? You're still here. तो आप बताना कुछ भी हो. Otherwise,
since we are here, well, I have a set of a few questions regarding the problem statement which we gave, which I would like to ask the mentors, so that their answers can benefit the attendees as well.
Don't reveal anything, okay?
No, obviously not. I'm not. No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep it generic, and it is a open-ended questions. Even the attendees can answer if they want. So I'll start with the bigger picture. Why do you think the creative world today needs its own dedicated platform? One made by creatives for the creatives. Any of you can answer. There's no right or wrong. It's all about perception and how you believe things. Anyone can go.
Yes, Usman.
Yeah. You can unmute the mic right beside the camera icon.
You're not able to? Oh, okay.
It will be on the top right side of your laptop.
We have everyone's mic enabled. That is why I'm just checking. Just a second. Cool. I'll just enable this once again. Could try now. Any one of you. You guys are not able to. Oh, okay.
Just give us a second.
Yeah, we need to have a look at it. But as always, you can just type it in the chat quickly if that is possible for you guys. So we can just have your viewpoint. Yeah, anyone else who would like to weigh in if we get the points. But we are definitely going to address everyone's points.
I'll also paste the question in the chat for you guys to understand it better. Just give me a second.
So like first thing which came to my mind when you asked the question was, I feel that any kind of medium is super oversaturated and it's just crowded everywhere. And it's hard. Of course, good designers are going to stand out, but it's like a market where people are trying to sell their stuff rather than showcasing their skill and talent. That was the first thing which came to my mind. I'll just think over it and maybe come up with another answer.
No, for sure.
Right.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, hi. Harsh here. I'd
Hello.
just like to add to Anirudh's point. I think right now, currently, we have a lot of platforms where you can apply for jobs, or you can just, get freelance opportunities and meet other professionals and work in the industry. But I think these all platforms are very generic, and it sort of dilutes your creative energy or creative freedom. So maybe the opportunities that are coming across to you are not personalized enough to channelize your actual strengths and potential. Like, for example, LinkedIn itself, it's quite generic, and um, I myself have faced some issues when it comes to the job descriptions that a lot of companies post out there, and the kind of roles that they actually provide. It's quite different and contrasting in reality. So I think a platform for creative community by the creators will be quite empathetic, because we know the kind of shoes, like we'll be in their shoes, so we know the kind of platform that will be required, in the sense to give them that proper stage to explore and flow that energy maybe in the right way. So yeah, I think.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing
So
that.
just to add on to his point,
Yeah.
I feel like if like currently we have these, as I mentioned, it's become a marketplace for designers, but I feel like designers would rather designers would rather have like rather want appreciation, feedbacks, and like that recognition they want with their work, rather like, more than getting leads and stuff. Leads obviously you need, which is kind of a secondary thing, but this like the recognition is what I feel good designers would always want to have back in the mind.
Am I
Correct. Yeah.
audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, hi. So what I feel, it's coming from a very first-hand perspective from my
Okay.
side. Um, I have seen like a lot of times when we're running the problem statement, it's very specific to like an event platform. So there have been a lot of times where I have missed out events that happen like just maybe like 2-3 kilometers away from my place, and I'll get to know about it maybe like 3 days or maybe like 2 days after it, and I'll be like, oh damn, I missed it. And I don't think there is a platform that kind of has those events together, because you have platform like friends of like Figma of Friends, you have designer, you have like Sandskriti here, Sans Cup here right now with us. But as designers, we do not have one to go. Something like, let's just say, when you guys showed us the event, I was like, oh, book my show. I mean, where you can just book all your events. I was like, okay, we have that for entertainment. Why not something for designers? I'm not talking about redesigning book my show and for something for our creators, but something in those sorts where you just know what is happening where and how things, and this is, I think it's very important. And who else is better than us designers, the first hand users, designing it for our fellow peers? So that's my thought.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah, I do have some points.
Yeah.
This is also based on my personal experience. I think the whole platforms that you have available for designers or anybody into the creative field, it's very outcome based kind of platforms. I mean, there are so many things that are going behind the process. We can maybe call it the creative context layering, I would say, where, let's say you are trying to showcase a design, but there are a lot of interconnected things behind that. There's a lot of storytelling, there's a lot of inspirations, collaborations, a lot of process that is going in. And you really don't have a proper platform where you can showcase all of that. You can you know put some emphasis on what is the process that you guys have been following. Maybe it can be your ideation boards, it can be behind the scenes, it can be also your iterations that you guys are doing, all the research work that we do have mural and miro and all of that. But when it comes to showcasing your work, it's
hard to put in Miro boards and mural boards over there. There isn't any proper tool where you can put forth all of these things together into a story format. And just like that, there's a lot of problem to actually collaborate with other creators and other designers out there in the industry. Like on Instagram you have influencers collaborating with each other, but you don't see designers or anybody collaborating with each other, because they really don't have a platform where they can collaborate with each other, create a creative identity of their own. And so that whole multidisciplinary things that you can do, connect with each other. I think with Sandcup you guys are trying to do that, which is great. But I think this is the space where we as creative people, we feel there's a lot of scope, and there's a lot of problems that are there, especially when you need some feedback. You always need some sort of critiques. You need to have some sort of feedback loops with other designers who are equally into the process, but then you don't have such kind of people around you. So that is something I feel is missing out, and that's where we need a community which is helping out holistically to the designer and the creator.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
I would also like to add. So basically, yeah, apart from all the points that said, I think we really need a platform for creatives, because especially people who live in places where there are not too many creatives. Like I live in Dehradun, and I don't find too many designers or even people who know like design, मतलब graphic design, क्या कहते हैं, फैशन डिजाइन, मतलब वेरी स्मॉल माइंडसेट, एंड वो भी बस पता है, like they just know about those fields. I don't have that mindset. So I personally struggle a lot, like finding designathons or events that are happening around me, and preparing for them in advance. So it's actually a major pain point for me. So yeah, I think we need one.
Right. Okay.
Okay, before I give you the second question, is there anyone else that'd like to add anything to this?
Yeah. Nirupama and Sushmita, are you guys able to unmute yourself now? If you could kindly try. It might be okay, cool. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm unable to unmute, but everybody had covered all the main points, I guess. So one basic thing that had come to my mind when you said why is because it's just because we'll understand the problems we're facing better than somebody else. So we know what problems we're facing, and we can create meetups around it, like events around it. So to understand and teach and learn and collaborate better. That's why I think.
Adding to Sushmita's point, like we do have a creator economy now. Why don't we have a creative economy? Which belong to people in creative field.
I can question that as well. Like, everyone is supposed to be creative within their own segments, I guess. It's not necessary that only designers get to be creative, right?
Right. Nisha just had that one liner which Ronaldo has, no? Talent without hard work is nothing. He just stops there. So she just had that one liner.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you can have, you can be creative in different fields, but then you can have a creative economy which is inclusive for all of those creative things that you want to do. It's not just limited for designers. It can be for anything, any creativity that you want to showcase. It can be for that.
Right.
Correct. Yes, Madhav, sir, please.
Hi, all. Yeah, most of the points all of you covered. Great insights. So few things I cannot talk here, and also I will leave this question with another one more question. Okay.
Okay.
here I have another doubt how we are going to solve that as well. By the way, who all are belongs to Earth here?
Okay, guys, if you could raise your hand.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
many participants. Okay, chalo. That's great. So number one, just imagine, think in a different way. If we have all same mindsets, okay? If you are in a same umbrella, so then the perception is different, right? Because you all know how to travel together, right? So if you have a different mindsets, it's definitely everyone will have a different thought process. But when it comes to the designers, right, we all are creative minds, everyone is creative, right? So if you are in a right path, right, see, you cannot travel to your destination in a incorrect bus or incorrect vehicle, right? So that vehicle also has to go to your destination. Then only you can travel in a right direction. That's what I'm trying to tell. So that's where right audience is matter, right? So now you post something on LinkedIn or any other existing platforms, it will get diluted because who all are using that platform is not only for designers, right? So that's a biggest challenge. That's where this kind of thing always have a space for to create something, right? And number two, authenticity. So which is very important. And also from the beginning of this session, we are talking about originality, right? So who is original? Who is something pretending like a original? If we have a platform like that, it is easy to gauge, right? So nowadays social media, you no need to tell, they can create a pressure in the countries to enter into a war and also exit from the war. The social media has, that is the power, right? So any platform is creating an impact is very important, okay? And inspiration, right? So who all are new age people, who all are really looking for something that they don't know, but they are interested, they want to come into this field, right? So inspirational point of view also, having something there. Say now everyone here is it's a lifetime learning. UX is not defining that, okay, you start here and here it will be end. There is no structural guidelines, so you take it as a developers. So where to start, where to end, there is a predefined thing. But when it comes to UI UX, there is no defined thing, right? What is right for me, that could not be right to you, right? There's a possibility all the times. So always, that's the reason, inspiration, right? So I thought that, okay, my design solution like this makes sense for my audience, but from your point of view, you might have something else, right? That someone, you might have solved that in a different way. So we never, right? So that's the reason inspiration for us is very important. Okay. And collaboration, many people covered, criticism, they covered, uh, a lot of community things and all, they covered. And another question here, what I have, how you are going to ensure that this platform is going to use by only designers? Okay. So my Earth team definitely will come back with that answer for me. Okay. So you are decided to create a platform, which is absolutely great. And how you are going to ensure that this will be used by only designers? Okay. Over to you guys.
Thank you so much for those insights. Thank you.
Okay, I see Aditya dropping in some really amazing points. Aditya, if you could just speak up in this call. Oh, you're traveling. Can't unmute yourself.
Okay,
all right, man.
Not a problem, bro.
Not a problem.
We'll see you in the person chats then, for sure.
Well, yes,
Suev and Nirupama have their hands raised. If you want to. Okay, I just observed. That's why, Nirupama, I just observed. So if you have anything to share, you are still not able to unmute. Okay. Really sorry about that. Might be some technical issue.
That is exactly why we created group on Zooms, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
this is exactly why.
That is true. But it'd be great to hear your thoughts. If you could, type in the same. So we'll just, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? Yes, for sure, Yognesh, for sure.
Yes.
True point.
Okay. Well, I have another question for
Hey,
you
sorry,
guys.
I'm juggling between two meetings right now. So sorry, I'm listening to the other call while I'm still want to be on this call. So
Not a problem. Okay.
Not a problem.
Yes, Om.
Yes. So I have another question for you. Guessing the time is already 10 p.m. You guys have problem statement to work on. This can be the last question, and then you guys can begin the design revolution.
For sure.
So, what would make you guys, as a mentor or a designer, keep coming back to a platform built for creatives?
Just a second.
I'll paste it in the chat itself for you folks. Again, there's no wrong or right answer. It all depends on what you believe, what you think.
I think this is something which they might, have to discuss and come back, because this might come in the process of them interacting. So but we are just having conversation, so it's open.
That's a good thing. They're thinking about the question, right?
Yeah.
Identifying the problem is the first thing.
And Mother's always giving them the tips wherein you are just writing all the points first and then discussing. So that is what you all have to do. Basically, just come up with something, then interact with the mentor, so that you are not left empty-handed. That's all.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah, please.
If it provides value, like let's say I'm in a learning stage where I'm trying to learn something in design, or like I'm a beginner, I'm starting to learn. If I find some events where I'm learning a lot from other experienced designers, I will want to come back and keep checking it. If there are more events that I can participate in or learn more from other creatives. And if I'm in a place where I'm practicing and I want feedback from people, or like again experienced designers, I want to come back to find a way to get feedback from them.
Right.
Different things for different people, but if it's providing value and if it's helping you in some way, then you'd want to go back to it.
Definitely. Yeah. Something that
has adding on to it, something that will give me an idea or something where I can see a better version of myself, so that like a platform which will make me feel like I'm achieving something. Even for a mentor, like if a mentor is helping, let's say 10 students, they have changed their career, they have helped them change their career, they have helped them gain something in their life. That itself is an achievement for that mentor, right? Similarly, for a student, if that student has actually received some knowledge, or at least even not in just a learning way, but made some new connections, gathered a lot of knowledge, learned from developers. You may find developers, someone who is from an art industry, someone who is a graphic designer. You have learned something from a motion designer. So like getting a better version of oneself would really make that person come back to that platform. And if that platform is really giving me that experience, that visually, all that interactions with a good visual aspect as well. So I guess like that would be something that would catch someone's attention and make them come back to it again.
Right.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we had a healthy discussion. So this is what we are looking forward to in each of the groups. So if anyone has to, just some of the last thoughts, if anyone wants to share. Otherwise, yeah, you guys have tonight for the people who stay up long. So you have tonight to just discuss among yourselves in your groups, and we'll be having the mentors in the group soon after this call. So you'll be able to interact with them as well. And just a thing I just want to say, which is we'll be taking the calls on Zoom itself. Okay, so now the platform is going to be there. So just ping on the group once, and then we'll have a conversation and we'll set a time and do the same. Okay.
Also,
cool. So yeah,
just a nudge to all the attendees. In case you guys are not receiving notifications of the messages, you will have to select the group and turn it into all notifications, because it's only by default set by the mention and people replying to you. So you won't be getting any notifications if they don't mention you. So make sure you turn it on.
Yeah. And in any case, we are all in the groups. We have respectively divided the Sandskriti team also into groups. So in case of anything, just ping us. Okay. And yeah, just have fun, guys. Just have fun. It's our platform.
So Ruby, we will be briefing about the problem statement in the groups itself as well.
For sure.
So it's no worries if you missed a part of a session. You will be briefed about each and everything. And as you as well have a team members in with you as well. So they'll be able to explain much more better as well, I think, from what they've understood.
Correct. Yeah. All right, guys. So this was it for the reveal of the first week's problem statement. Thank you all for attending. Thank you to the mentors as well. And thank you to everyone who's watching. So just I'll just say stay tuned for everything which is going to come up. And we are expecting a lot. So yeah, guys, enjoy. Okay.
Yep.
So we keep seeing each other.
Yes.
And yeah. Cool. See you guys. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Best of luck, guys.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Best of luck, guys.
Best of luck.
Bye.
See you again. See you again.
Right, all right. Ending the event right now.
Yeah. All right. See you, Madhav sir. Bye-bye.
See you, Madhav sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Done? Matlab.
Yep, done. Up and lobby.
Cool. Okay, I think went very